Hi, everyone. Joey Reese here with the Practice Center, where I practice all the things mindfulness, forgiveness, and attitudinal healing. And today I'm here to talk to you nice people. All you nice people. If you've worked with me for any amount of time, you know that that word to me is a four-letter word. This idea of being nice, having to be nice, wanting to confirm your niceness. Where is this coming from? And how do you really feel? That's the question. So here's where it bothers me the most. Sometimes, like when I'm watching like scams, true crime, that kind of stuff, a lot of people who get scammed, and I'm talking about the women here, a lot of the women who get scammed in these sound bites, so many of them often say, they prey on, my niceness, or, when you're compassionate, then you're going to get abused or used, or people are going to take money. And I just want to, let's think about that for a second. Is it really niceness or your compassion that got you scammed? Is it your niceness or your compassion that has people taking advantage of you? Or is it your lack of boundaries? Is it your inability to speak up? Is it our inability to actually express our emotion? Because what we're being said, okay, I have so many thoughts on this, you guys. So have you in certain religions, I'm not going to name it, but in certain religion, they have this statement that they say to all the women and girls, and it's called keeping sweet. Keeping sweet. I don't know if that's triggering something for you, but keeping sweet, to me, that's the same thing as this overemphasis on girls, women, especially the female form, needing to be nice. And I'm like, what the fuck is that all about? Like, what's the benefit there? So if you identify as nice, oh my gosh, that's a t-shirt. Somebody please make that t-shirt. I identify as nice. If you identify as nice, I want you to vet that statement through these three things. You guys know I always ask these three. What do you think? So what is your thoughts about having to be nice? How do you feel when you're being nice? Okay. And then what are you doing or not doing? So for example, if I have been socialized that the most important thing, or one of the most important things to be me or being worthy as a girl or Joey, is being nice, then I'm going to have that thought, right? Oh God, at all costs, just be nice, just be nice. Somebody asks for your a thing, you don't have it. I don't have the time or the resources, but I have to give it because that's what nice is. That's what nice means, right? What do I think about it? And then when I go, but I don't have the time, but I got to do it. How do I feel? I feel conflicted. I feel gross. I feel my stomach knotting up. I don't want to do it. I feel that resistance in my body. And then what do you do or not do? I do it anyway. So do you see that misalignment? That misalignment is going to make us miserable. That misalignment is going to have us acting out some days. So that one day when you've had it up to here, we say, then we'll blow up at the people that we love, the people that we care about. And then we feel terrible about it because that is in another conflict with my idea of what niceness is supposed to be all about. Do you see the never ending series of problems we can create by being nice? So try this instead. Try being honest, try being authentic. Try saying something like, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. And then take some classes on boundaries. If our boundaries are not shored up, so my physical boundaries, how people can interact with my physical form, my emotional boundary, my spiritual boundary. If I have grown up in a world where my boundaries weren't respected or I wasn't expected to have any, then this conversation might be very new, right? So you might need to get into a class around boundaries or read a book around boundaries or start having conversations about boundaries. Boundaries isn't just one thing, and there is a spectrum within each boundary. So the way that you can talk to me about my body or have access to my hair, some of you guys out there might have, try to touch my hair when it's down, because usually it's up like that. Some days I'll walk around down. People are mesmerized. I'm going to say most, I'm not going to say all, but I'm not going to say some either. Most of us, or definitely my whole life and my daughter's whole life, there have been people who lack boundaries coming up and trying to touch my hair. And you'll have seen me doing that. Going, what the fuck, right? What has given you permission to access my physicalness without permission or asking? That's weird, right? There's some of us who feel like there are certain people that shouldn't have boundaries, right? And I'm going to say it falls on the color line. Most of the people who do that are from a different race, who decide that me as a Black woman should allow people to just be touching my hair. Or if we're not going to talk about race because that's triggering for you, get to a class around race. But pregnancy, think about, were you ever pregnant? Have you ever seen a pregnant woman? Have you ever seen like strangers like gravitating and wanting to touch this woman's belly? What the heck? So if you are that person where you have been touched without permission, I'm wondering, what are your physical boundaries, right? So around physical boundaries, I mean, it's just I think the easiest example to use. You can span from being rigid or too fluid. So if you never let people touch your boundaries, or you never think about your body, then we might want to loosen that up. Or if you always let people access you and touch you in any old kind of way, there's got to be some flexibility that you can say, no, you can't touch me like that. No, you can't talk about that body part. No, you can't talk to me about that, or invade my private space. And then be able to say yes to some of those things, right? So boundaries isn't just one thing and isn't like a set point. But when you feel triggered around the conversation around niceness, you might have been told that you don't have agency over your emotional, social, psychological, physical boundaries. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about that. Let's get into a class around that. But I'm going to challenge you. So if you ever tell me, oh, that happened to me because it's because I'm being too nice, I'm going to be like, no, it's probably because your boundaries are jacked. It could be something else. But yeah, think about that. Think about that. And comment. Tell me if you are a nice person. Tell me how that served for you. Tell me if you've ever been blown up. Yeah, because you've had it up to here. And then come into a workshop and let's talk about it, okay? And let's release some of this. It's really important for us to know what we're thinking, understand that our body's having physical reactions, and then taking actions that are aligned with my thoughts and our feels, right? And the more we practice, the better we'll get at it. Thanks for listening. I'll see you soon. Bye.